Welcome back to Booze, Bros, and Cars, your favorite podcast about booze and cars. And we're your hosts. I'm Eric.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Nick.
And podcast already starting. We're already acting a fool. Hell yeah.
That's how we do.
Right, so, yeah, that's how we roll. So, of course, virtual podcast again. Hopefully, I think this weekend we might be doing an in-person one, I think. Right? Are we? Maybe?
Potentially.
Yeah, let's just do it.
I totally forgot about it, but sure.
Yeah, we should do it anyways, regardless. But anyways, yeah, we're going to be talking about what we're going to be drinking here on tonight's podcast. So I've actually drunk this before. I think, Mike, I think you've had this too. I don't know if Nick has, but I have the Buzzin' Bee Veterans United Honey Rye Wheat Beer. Actually, my buddy Chris, that was on the podcast last week, he actually gifted those to us, and I'm drinking the last two that I have here for tonight. And when I finished pounding both of those beers, I got some Keeper's Heart, courtesy of Carmelo, that you guys haven't seen on the podcast, but hopefully we can see him here really soon. But yeah, it was my birthday. God, a few weeks ago now at this point. Fuck, I feel old, man.
So old, I forget when it was already.
Fuck yeah. So anyways, that was one of my birthday gifts. So thanks, buddy. I really do appreciate that. So yeah, Mike, what do you got?
So I got two things tonight. First one is from Three Daughters. It's a root beer float vodka soda.
Nice.
You've seen, I think I've tried at least one of their other ones. They have an orange creamsicle. I think I had that one on. Or maybe it was the Rocket Pop.
You had the Rocket Pop.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was a Rocket Pop.
Yeah.
It was Rocket Pop. So I've never done the orange creamsicle. That's a good note to have. So this one is a root beer float. They do basically fun vodka sodas. Like they're like kind of retro. They call it retro chill. So I'm going to try that and give that a whirl. Nice. And then for number two, I got a big tall 19.2 ounce G13 dank double hazy IPA.
That's gotta be awesome.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to try it. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Where's Sweetwater at? Are they in Tampa?
Georgia. Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
That's
so they're
disappointing.
Out of Atlanta. G13 is like they used to call it the strain series, which is like basic. Yeah. So Sweetwater's like always been known for like their weed.
Well, it's really called Sweetwater 420.
Yeah,
420 is like their main beer, which is
420.
Anyway,
it's next Saturday,
G13.
What's that? Yeah, it is 420 is next Saturday.
Oh yeah, you're right. So anyway, this is part of their ongoing dank series that they always do. So give that a whirl.
So
what are you drinking, Nick?
Wait, hold on. Before you get into that, you know who I'm surprised did not pull that off first is a brewery in Asheville, North Carolina, that actually is called Wicked Weed. Yeah, so I'm surprised that they didn't actually do that first. And technically, before you say your point, Asheville is very liberal. I've gone there and they've had festivals, and their festivals, or it's literally like in the middle of Asheville, North Carolina, that they have like I've said it before, we definitely have to go up there one day as like a group, but there is a chocolate factory that's actually in the middle of Asheville, and right behind that there's like a little amphitheater and there's like a park, so they have like little festivals there. Dude, it was a hemp fest. That shit smelled dank.
Oh, I bet.
Oh man.
That's skunky.
So do you want?
Yes.
Sorry to cut you off, Nick.
You're good.
Before you tell us what you're drinking, do you want to know why? Well, yeah, not yet. Anyway, do you want to know why the name Wicked Weed came about for them, and on that note, why their flagship beer is called Pernicious?
So I don't know about the flagship beer, but I do know that I heard about it when I did their tour. Thanks to you, actually. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
When I was up there in November, November, last November, obviously. But they said it, and I forgot why. So go ahead and say why.
I'm looking it up just to fact check myself because I know it's a king. Yep.
Yeah.
So King Henry VIII in 1519
Yes.
declared that hops, so obviously an ingredient in beer, right? One of the main 4 ingredients in beer. Hops are what? How did he word it? A wicked and pernicious weed, and banned it from brewing, saying it spoiled the taste of beer.
Yes.
So when they created wicked weed, they named a beer pernicious because it is a wicked and pernicious weed. So kind of a fun story.
So
Cool.
actually, now that you're saying that, hold on, I want to pull something up here. What is it called? Is it called the Wicked Weed Pub? The one that I was at?
The brew pub?
Yeah, the brew pub. Yeah. So while you're actually saying that, it's actually really funny. I'm hoping somebody actually posted a picture of it. I should have taken a picture of it when I was there.
Yeah, you should have.
But thanks, Nick. But there's actually a drawing of who was it, King Henry the Third or whatever.
Henry the Eighth.
Oh, King Henry the Eighth. There's a picture. Oh, here it is. It's kind of far away though. Hold on, let me share my screen so you guys can actually see this. Come on. Oh, sure. Yeah, so you guys can see like right here is an actual portrait of King Henry VIII. So
nice.
These guys actually have like a really good sense of humor. So they actually had like a picture actually drawn out there. It's actually really cool. I was trying to, can I zoom in? Oh yeah, I can. So obviously blurry because it's a pixelated picture. Nice. But yeah, there's King Henry. It's funny.
Yeah. Kind of a cool, like most breweries just fire off a name for themselves out of something silly, but that's like a pretty cool thing to name your brewery and name like your flagship beer after.
There was that much thought in it. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Which I have to add again, man, the beers there on tap, oh my God, it was so good. So freaking good. And the food there, because they actually have a kitchen there at the brew pub. Oh my God, dude, they had this fry. Oh my God, I'm still dreaming about this because it was so delicious. It was no, dude, I'm not even lying, dude. This shit was so good. It was a kimchi fried chicken sandwich, bro.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God, dude, it was so freaking good. So
nice.
Yeah, I honestly, dude, like this past week, I've really been thinking about going back up to the mountains, and I need to make some moves because I want to go back. I love the mountains.
Me too, buddy. Sign me up. Let's go.
Anyways, Nick.
Yeah.
What do you got?
So yeah, still here, guys. Hi.
Oh, hey, Nick.
Yeah. So in typical fashion, rocking a little Harry Potter glass. Just not a fancy martini glass, but espresso martini. Got back from dinner with the kids and need a little pick me up. 2 things that I've acquired recently. One was an anniversary gift from the wife. The other was one that I picked up myself. I ordered it like freaking 3 months ago. It was a pre-order, and it finally came in. I've mentioned it, but it's the Avenged Sevenfold and Four Sons Brewing. Life is but a Dream West Coast Double IPA. So a nice solid 8% ABV. Looking forward to see what this is all about. I'll be frank with you. Do I have any idea if the band had anything to do with it, or is it just them putting their name on it because it's a hometown brewery? Yeah, I don't know. But Avenged has been pushing it, so as the whacked out super fan that I am, I had to buy some. So looking forward to that. And then the other one is, when given the option of what can you put in your mouth tonight, I chose chicken cock. So my wife bought me 2 bottles, one of this and one of like a single barrel variant. But yeah, this is chicken cock Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. This bottle I've already opened. It's actually pretty damn good. I've heard of it before. I've almost bought it myself because of the name.
So hold on. So what
you've already had chicken cock in your mouth?
Damn it!
I like it so much. I'm going back again. Put it back in there.
I was just gonna say that too.
Oh yeah. That's my evening tonight. I'm gonna have some chicken cock in my mouth later.
This fucking guy. Oh man.
I mean, if somebody's got to throw you for a loop, it might as well be me. It's just
Yeah,
that's fair. I think
And on that
used to that, though.
bombshell, that's all that I'm just kidding.
Yeah. What? Bestiality is too much for this? What? Come on, guys.
First of all, this is a PG-13 podcast, so
Eric's already said fuck too many times for that. So
yeah,
that's true.
You know what? I'm just gonna stay quiet. I'm sorry, guys. I've got a potty mouth, but let's be honest. I really don't go fuck.
Exactly. All right.
We're not monetized yet, so no cares. Anyways, so we have a really quick update here in regards to Formula D. Formula D actually started back up this past weekend. If you guys haven't watched it or have not seen Formula D before, it's the pretty much the top drifting competition here in the United States. There are a few of them actually throughout the world. Formula D actually is they just don't do it here in the United States. They also do it in Japan. So FD Japan is actually really big. D1 is actually a huge one, which started off in Japan. It was here in the States for a while, but Formula D or FD is how it's nicknamed. Pretty much kind of took the reins on that, and it's been pretty much the leading drifting competition here in the United States here for a long time now.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, you have a few other ones, like you have Drift Masters, that's actually organized and ran by Drift Games, actually, which I've mentioned Drift Games here in the podcast before. They were the ones that unfortunately had that fire a couple weeks back, actually last week, I think.
Yeah, it's recent.
Yeah, which it sucks. Shout out to them because the main guy Dave. I'm sorry, I'm kind of derailing the conversation here, but the main guy Dave, he just released a video and he just said that his accountant and his financial guy pretty much told him that he needs to fold Drift Games, and he refuses to fold the company because cars and drifting is his passion. So he just said, no,
good man,
fuck you guys. I'm gonna continue to do this. So on the description below, I'm gonna post the link to that video. There's also gonna be a link to one of their shirts that they actually released. I bought one already, which it's like a pre-order, but it's pretty much kind of surrounding the fire. It's actually a really cool shirt. So if you guys can support them, please do so. If you're not, you're obviously not obligated to do so, but obviously every little thing helps with those guys. Those guys are awesome. Their garage is goals. Like I was showing Nick this past weekend, dude. It is so.
It was so
badass. But anyways,
that sucks, man.
Yeah, it does. But anyways, Drift Masters is organized by Dave and ran by Dave at Drift Games, and there's a couple of other ones. I forgot there's one that's actually in the European series, but D1 New Zealand. So anyways, Formula D, they're huge. They've been around for a long time. There's probably not a level of competition drifting here in the United States outside of that, to that level, outside of Formula D's level. There is none here in the United States. So kudos to Formula D, even though that there's, in my opinion, some calls are a little bit biased based off of driver to driver, but that's neither here nor there. It's still a good competition, good show. And if you guys look into Formula D, you guys will see that James Dean, which actually drives a S650 Mustang. So shout out to Nick, and Ford Performance actually won the first round at Long Beach.
GT3 Mustang emblem.
Yes, and so the S650 Mustang did amazing. But James Dean drove like a bat out of hell, like how he usually does. But the craziest thing of all, during media day, which was on Thursday, that car literally burnt down. So I don't know what happened with the Irish last week. They had a horrible time with fire because James Dean is Irish, and so is Drift Games. But yeah, that car pretty much, the whole front end was just completely burnt down. Literally, Team RTR, which is who James Dean is sponsored by, and who he drives for. They built that car in less than 2 days, or rebuilt the car in less than 2 days, which is crazy. Wow. But yeah, I know that you guys kind of saw a few clips of it here and there, so I don't know if you guys, I obviously know a lot more about drifting than you guys do. So if you guys want to throw out some inputs or what you guys have seen, go ahead and throw it out there right now.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't
Go
call
ahead,
out
Nick.
like any crazy particular like moments, but this was like the first time I actually kind of sat down and paid some attention to drifting. Since I used to watch it all the time back in like high school, like back in the, I think you and I were talking about, Eric, back on G4 back in the day
Oh yeah,
when Formula D was like first coming around.
yeah. But hold on,
And yeah,
I have to add a quick note. You were watching Formula D at work, and you sent me a text message. And what did that say?
oh, dude, at this point, you think I even remember something about wanting to build a drift? Oh, I think I asked you what's the cheapest drift car we can build. I'm pretty sure it was that. Without looking it up, I think that's probably what it was.
Yes, probably.
Yeah. So that's a thought, a very far off thought, but a thought.
Yeah.
I have other issues to get through first, but
Yeah.
Probably a Nissan.
Issues. Hey, good news! Compression test came
You
clear,
have one.
so I have compression in the cylinder of question and all those cylinders. That's good.
Bad news though,
yeah.
you still have to chase that rat tail.
I know. So, well, just quick derailment. I bought a MAF today, and I bought a cam position sensor that you get here Thursday. Those are the last two sensors that could have anything to do with some issues and some rough start and stuff. After that, it's getting towed to a shop to chase the wiring for that injector because I'm not playing with electrical. But anyway, but yeah, all in all though, you know, I watched them at work. I was watching a little bit at the bar with you later, and you know, I was definitely getting some enjoyment. I had a couple guys at work would stop what they were doing. They were watching a couple runs here and there because they had it on one of the computers on our sales tower.
Mm-hmm.
So it was nice to see, but it was fun to see, you know, some of the accidents or some of the mistakes, so to speak, and the spin outs, and you know how close some of these guys were getting. I mean, there was one in the top 32 run. I can't remember who it was, where they were so close that he literally like, and there was no like crazy like shock force or an impact per se, but just the way the car was put together and how close they were. Like he just ripped the one bumper clean off the other car, the rear bumper. Like the nose just hooked it, just whoop, off it went. I mean, it was just. But actually, you know what's one of the most impressive part of that event was?
What?
The dude flying the drone.
Oh yeah.
That guy,
Yeah.
except for the one time when he hit the
Pretty
overpass and just smashed right into the overpass.
Yeah.
Aside from that dude had some serious control of that drone, which was really it was awesome to watch because you had the one drone really high up, and then you had the little guy just zipping around the course, following his car through the smoke and everything. I mean, it was just really cool to see how far it's come from just like stationary high up cameras to drones following it, multiple camera angles. Like the evolution of drifting is just
technology,
insane.
man.
And yeah, and the cars have changed drastically. I mean, before they were like 400 horsepower, 500 horsepower LS based things 20 years ago. Like, yeah, now they average 1,000 horsepower.
Yeah,
and it's just nuts. I mean, these guys just rip around there, and yeah, it was definitely fun to watch. I definitely have a lot more interest now. Maybe trying to go to OSW next time they're in town.
Ooh. Well, yeah, OSW they hold some pretty rowdy events, which usually they have two really big events a year. Which the first one passed, which is Spring Break Bash. So, and I hate that event is always the same weekend as Sebring. I don't know why, but they always organize it the same weekend. So obviously, we're probably never going to go to that because Sebring is our tradition.
Skip Sebring one year.
How dare you?
Dare you? Who are you?
How dare you?
Just kidding,
sir. Get that chicken cock out of your mouth and
you know
get
what?
Those thoughts away.
Cue in. No, that's you. That's you, sir.
Yeah, that's right. That's me. Yeah.
I'm not a fan of this person, but cue in Greta Thunberg right here.
How dare you?
How dare you?
But anyways, yeah, no, but they do have another one, which is actually I want to say it's right around. It's the week before Thanksgiving or the weekend before Thanksgiving, and they actually call it the Black Friday event. So that's actually a really good one to go to. So maybe if you guys are interested, we can go to that in November. Really good event. That's you have actually during Black Friday event, you probably have more drivers than what you do during Spring Break Bash. So that's probably a better event because I've actually seen, like, personally, I've seen Taylor Ray showing up. I've seen Adam LZ showing up, which Adam LZ is massive, by the way. Shout out to him. The dude's crazy. He actually he was actually driving in Formula D this year, actually this past weekend. He was with Team RTR for 3 seasons. 3 seasons. And this year he took his own personal like competition drift car to Formula D because everybody and their mother is like, take the E36 or I'm sorry, E46 BMW. No, yeah, E36 BMW because you drive better in that than what you do in any other car. So he finally took it during these preliminary seating. The dude drove like a freaking animal. He's a really good driver. I think he got knocked out after top 32.
But yeah, he was in the top 32. He didn't make it the 16.
Did he have Did he have the green one?
No, he BMW? Had no. He's got a blue one. The green one is the giveaway car that they're giving away right now.
Oh,
yeah.
No, there was another one. It wasn't an E36 though, like you said. I can't remember the one that got into the accident with the yellow C6.
Is it the white one with the LS in it?
I hate that guy. That's
the one with the C6 clipped the rear end.
I shouldn't say that. That's Taylor Hall. I'm not a fan of him. I have my reasonings, and I'm gonna keep it off the podcast as to why I'm not a fan of him.
What do you want to say your reasonings?
I'm just not a fan of him.
I feel like the world needs to know so that maybe he could get on here one day and explain his actions to you, so that you appreciate him.
He's been on VinWiki. He's actually explained his story. I'm still not a fan of him. I'm just not a fan of him. Like I've personally seen him. So Taylor Hall. All right. So if you want me to say the backstory of Taylor Hall, so there was a big competition here in Florida, actually, which started off in Holt County, and then they moved it to the Freedom Factory, and it was clutch kickers. So he came out So unfortunately, clutch kickers or KK, they're no longer kind of doing competitions. Unfortunately, I wanted to go to one of those events really bad, but I just wasn't able to because it was Holt County is like a 6 to 8 hour drive because it's pretty much in Pensacola. Was not about to make that drive, but anyways, this is besides the point. So he was there, and he had this crazy build. I think at the time he had an 85 chassis that he was drifting with an LS. And he kept, like, obviously in drifting, you make contact with the chasing and leading driver. They make contact with each other. This dude kept whining and he kept spinning out because he would get hit. Come one of the rounds, don't quote me on this, I believe it's like St. Louis a few years back, he got hit. And this dude literally, like, where he got hit, it was on his door. It was like on the farther back end of the door. But I mean, like, obviously the chasing driver was getting aggressive and he just tapped his door. Happens in FD all the time. He spun out and he was crying like a little baby, saying that, like, oh, you know, this guy hit me, blah, 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 blah. But then he goes and he hits the guy in front of him, like on his chasing lap. And then he's like, oh, well, you know, I just door tapped him. Bro, you fucking punted this dude. And the guy he held the drift in like the weirdest fucking spot ever, which is right at the end of the actual lap or the run. And the guy held it versus Taylor Hall. He got tapped and he spun out and you started crying like a little fucking bitch. So I'm not a fan of Taylor Hall. Aside from that, any other Formula D driver, you ask me about them, I'm a huge fan of them. You know, Von Gittin, Tanner. I'm sorry, I almost said Tanner Faust. Ryan Turk.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Frederick Osbo. Yeah, Ryan Turk or Tanner Faust is no longer drifting. Justin D'Onofrio, my favorite drifter.
Forsberg still in it.
Chris Forsberg, yeah, Chris Forsberg is still drifting.
No, you know who impressed me this past weekend, dude? That 14-year-old Japanese kid, was it Minoya? I think it was.
Yeah, Minoya. Yeah, that kid is...
Dude, that's nuts, dude. That's insane. And he was running he's 14, and in the top 16, I think it was, he was running against another Japanese driver, and basically in carbon cars, different colors. Like they're the same. Were they both S14s?
No, they were they were GR86s.
Were they? I swore they were running coupes, whatever they were.
GR86
now I gotta look that up.
Kazuya's car was running the VR36 or VR38, right, and then I don't know what Minoa's car motor-wise has. I want to say it might have a 2JZ in it, but that thing sounded ridiculous. That thing's freaking badass. By the way, if you guys don't know what a VR30 or VR36 or VR38 motor is, it's pretty much a GTR motor that's literally being shoved into a FRS or a GT86.
Yeah, like they said from when I was listening to them that they're basically identical cars. They're built pretty much identically, which just made that really fun to watch. Not only is it impressive shit that this kid's 14, but you had two cars. Like, I think we've talked about this before in passing. Like, how cool would it be to basically have a spec drift class? All the cars are the same. Right, the driver matters more than everything else. Not who built this, who built that, who's got this much power, and the perfect
like any spec
chassis.
Spec racing.
Like spec S550 Ego Boost, spec. What have we talked about? Spec C5 Vets, something like that. Like something attainable, affordable for most people. Like grassroots spec kind of opportunity. Like that would be pretty badass.
So what's really funny?
Clowns.
I have to say one thing first. I love that you said that. I really fucking do, because Can you
tell my wife that? Because she doesn't love half the shit I say.
I will text her after the podcast. No, but I love that you said that, and there's a reason why I love that you said that, because this is pretty much one of the few times that you've actually watched FD. I've been watching FD for a long time, and I've wanted them to do a spec drifting class. I mean, it can honestly be something as simple as like an amateur event where, because
something grassroots, low budget kind of stuff.
Because they have pro spec, so it's Pro-Am, which I believe Pro-Am starts with the next round, which is in Atlanta, or Road Atlanta actually, and it's interesting to watch, but you have, like, when it comes to pro spec, you don't have a max of horsepower, but you have a minimum amount of horsepower that your car needs to have. And you have cars pretty much in a huge range of horsepower. So a spec class would be awesome. And I feel like they should have not just amateur drivers, but shit, like if you want a pro driver to be on it, by all means, go ahead and do it. But you have to have a stock car, and if it's a stock car, maybe if you want to modify it, simple bolt-ons, intake, header, exhaust, nothing too crazy. ECU wise, having standard suspension, components throughout the board. You can modify, obviously, angle kits and shit like that, and limit tire sizes. And dude, I feel like that would be freaking badass. In my opinion, I feel like that would be really interesting to watch, because if you watch Japanese drifting, or even in the early days of Adam LZ, Matt Ginge, and Taylor Ray drifting, they all had 350Zs. And they were door to door. Like, one cannot outchase the other one unless it was like driver skill, because they had the same horsepower.
And that's what I would want to see. And I would take it more strict than even you're mentioning. Like, I look at, like, for all the endurance stuff we watch, Spec Miatas, Carrera Cup cars, they're all identical. Minus the driver. The driver is really the only major difference in these vehicles. Like, that's what I would like to see. That is a true test of, I think, a driver skill, not how good of a car can you build that a monkey can drive. I'm not saying that any of these guys drive like a monkey could possibly drive, because they're still very skilled. But I want to see that. I want to, like, that to your point again, 350Z, C5 Vets, something that a normal person can afford. Normal person, let's call it, that can afford, buy a car for 10-15 grand, put 10-15 into it, and have like a $30,000 drift car with, mostly factory engine, obviously a heavily modified suspension, but to a certain spec. Like that would be fun. I think. And competitive as hell. So we talk about it. Which guys are having the most fun when we go to the races? And we all pretty much agree it's the guys riding the Spec Miatas. They're balls on the wall, as fast as those little things can go, which isn't in the grand scheme that fast. And they're constantly like, ass to nose and just door to door. I mean, and they're just zipping around, and like that's what I want to see. True competitiveness where it's driver mod primarily.
Yeah. So
yeah, I just feel like in the world of drifting, I don't know. I feel like in the world of drifting, it's a very show-offish kind of sport. I feel like
the heart of racing.
Not
they
enough.
Roll up in Astons. Like,
oh yeah.
I can't do that.
Yeah. Well, exactly. But like, it's like I feel like there's a reason why all these cars are so crazy wraps and body kits and slammed and all this. Just I don't know. I feel like having a spec race might be cool for like a once in a while thing, or like create a championship for it for like a few races, whatever. But like, I don't know. I just don't know how many people would get behind that. They want to see different cars out there.
Well, no, yeah, of course. But I mean, so Formula D is only 8 rounds. The main pro competition is only 8 rounds. Pro spec is 4. So I mean, like whenever they can
only 4.
Yeah, well, for pro spec, for pro am is only 4. So what they could probably do is, they can probably offset when actually no, not really, because some of those tracks are pretty they're high speed tracks. So stock power cars are probably not going to be able to drift those. But I feel like this is still something that's so manageable to do. Even if they do it like on like an off weekend where Pro Am and Pro Spec or Pro Spec and Pro 1 is not running, I still feel like they should do that, because that'll be some pretty hardcore driving that would be going on. Yeah. And like I said, I mean, like shit, like have Pro Spec drivers sign up for it and have Pro drivers sign up for it, because like pretty much in order for you to drive for Formula D, you need to have an FD license. To have an FD license, you have to pretty much be in the top 3 of one of the grassroots events that is actually backed up by FD. Fortunately, we actually have one here in Florida, which is the US Drift Circuits. So if you drive for US Drift Circuits, if you're in the top 3, you gain your Formula D license, but it's for Pro Spec. And then from there, you can go to Pro 1 if you actually drive for a certain amount of time, and if you do good enough, then you can move up from Pro Spec to Pro 1.
Right.
But anyways, yeah, it was awesome. I enjoyed it, outside from maybe one call, which is one of the Irish drivers, which, dude, I don't know, like the Irish drivers, those dudes are freaking crazy and they're animals. But it's Connor Shanahan. That dude drove fucking crazy. So he drove the Red Bull E36, backed up by, I'm probably gonna butcher this, but it's a Garagistic, I think it's called, which is Rome Charpentier's team. Yeah. So that guy, before he actually drove for that round in Formula D, he drove that car once or twice right before that weekend. He drove the fucking piss out of that thing, and the dude's an awesome driver, and he's only 20 years old, dude. He's such an amazing driver. So yeah, that's obviously kind of like a random ass recap of Formula D. If you guys want to watch the second round, we'll go ahead and actually post the second round, share the links at least on social medias. If you guys do want to watch it, you guys can watch it. It is very, very entertaining, especially once they start throwing these random things out there, which is like rain, which rain was not predicted in the weather, but it was, and it was a huge game changer.
Chaos.
It was chaotic, yeah. You turn a drift car that can initiate an entry at well into 120 miles an hour down to like 40, and the thing can like barely handle a drift, which is funny as hell. But anyways, moving on from Formula D, there was a couple cars that actually did made announcements, and there's cars that are being tested on track currently that are actually under they have camo on them, so the dealership or manufacturer camo, which one of them I'm actually really excited to see because I own this brand of car, but it's actually the Chevy Corvette ZR1. So we kind of talked about some speculations that they've been talking about with the Corvette ZR1, we all thought that it was going to be a hybrid. It's not. I can proudly say that it's not a hybrid, but it is a twin turbo V8. So fuck yes, I am so happy there's going to be a twin turbo V8.
Twin turbo V8 with roughly 800 to 1,000 horsepower.
I think the news reports say 900 plus from what I've seen.
Possibly 900
Original speculation, like years ago when the new C8 was first announced, was something close to 1,000 horsepower if or when they came out with the ZR1. And I mean, there's no real confirmation other than, yes, we know it's going to have some turbos in it. We know it's going to be a V8. I still would not be shocked if it had a mild hybrid system. I mean,
you know what?
Anything
I wouldn't be that
fast
mad about
does. I really wouldn't, because at that point, all it's doing is just adding extra power and instant acceleration to the car. Like we've talked about this, the 918, the LaFerrari, like there's some great hypercars out there that are as good as they are because of hybridization. And I think we've all kind of agreed that beyond electric vehicles, we'd rather see more hybridization in economy and performance cars rather than electric.
Agreed.
So here's my thought on that, though. Like, I feel like Chevy is still trying to keep it a driver's car. Like I can't remember what Facebook page it was, but somebody had an article, like a snippet about it, about how they were trying to like match it up against the McLaren 720 and the 911 GT3 RS. Like that's where they want the ZR1 to live. And like,
I mean,
those cars are not,
if it's any way that
it is, but like you got to think, like those cars are not hybrids. Those are kind of raw driving machines. Like they're not
exactly that statement. I would love to see that too, based on where you're going with this. Like that,
I wouldn't.
Pure.
I wouldn't exactly say pure driving car because those cars have a lot of computers.
Well,
so I wouldn't exactly say
that there now.
Yeah.
Pure might have been the wrong word, but they are not hybridized. They're not, they don't have the electric motors to get in the way. But the other thing about this that I think is like worth talking about is the price point is going to be still probably half of what a McLaren 720 or a 911 GT3 RS is going to be for probably more performance at the end of the day. So good on Chevy for
possibly
keeping at it, man. It's a company that's the flagship. That's the monster.
And I mean, the way you look at it, right? I mean, the Viper's done. I mean, Dodge has no sports cars anymore. Like Ford, we've got the Mustang, but the GT, unless you're buying one of the track only cars now, it's done.
Well, so Chevy stopped producing the Camaro. I mean,
well, yeah, but that's not in this class. I mean, Mustang's the only one of those left now. True.
Well, it's not. But what I'm saying is, like, that is like Chevrolet considered the Camaro a performance car alongside the Stingray. Those are both performance cars.
Well,
one obviously performs way differently than the other one.
But I find it funny. Ford kept one
iconic
car. Chevy kept one iconic car, and Dodge fucked it all. So I don't really know.
Which, I mean, honestly, I love the Vipers. Like I've told you guys before, the the Gen 2 GTSs, those things were badass. And the latest, or the most latest, I shouldn't say latest, the last generation, was the Gen 5, I think it was. The ACR, dude, probably by far one of my favorite freaking Vipers, man. Like
big wing boy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I would love to have one with that, like whatever performance package it had with that massive wing on it, dude. It's such a beautiful car.
Yeah.
I would love to have one. Probably price points way beyond my reach right now. Like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Yeah, right. But you say that, but dude, like you look at it. What did an ACR go for? Someplace probably between Z06 and ZR1 money, and Chevy can't make enough Z06s for the demand. Like
that's true.
So the money's there. The people are there. They've chosen the superior sports car.
I feel
Let's
like
be real.
I don't want to say superior sports car. What I want to say that what the situation could have been is that the fact that for the performance wise between I'm proving your point.
Just say Dodge built unreliable piece of shit cars. Just leave it at that.
I feel like the Viper was not unreliable piece of shit. I feel like
Probably
it was
because
a
it
reliable.
wasn't actually built by Dodge. It was probably built by a different chassis company. And
Well,
put together.
no, actually, Dodge actually
SRT. It was SRT at the end. That's why.
Yes,
They were building them by hand. It wasn't Dodge. It was no different than AMG or a ZR1. They were built in a separate place by special people. And that's why they were solid vehicles.
Yes, exactly. So it was built by SRT. Sorry, I was trying to look up and see prices for a Viper, but I just
and that's just a guess. I'm not sure what they were going for. I've honestly never once looked into buying a Viper. One of the very few things I've had almost no interest in having.
I would fucking love to have one, and if I got one, honestly, if I had to choose one between, I think I don't quote me on this. I'm probably gonna say this incorrectly, but I want to say it was a Gen 2, possibly a Gen 3 GTS. I would rather have a Gen 5 ACR because my god, dude, that thing
it was beautiful.
Just straight
pipe
about
this. My general dislike of trucks.
Car.
I'd rather the SRT 10 Ram truck.
Yeah,
over a Viper because it's so different. It's so wild, dude.
Yeah.
Is it though?
To me, I've seen more Vipers on the road than I have that.
I just,
I feel like
there's a lot of fast trucks these days, though, like that.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah. That's
when it came out.
What was that? 20 years ago? I don't know.
Yeah. When it came out in like
a while ago.
I don't know, early 2000s probably.
Early 2000s, 0304. I want to say somewhere back there.
When it came out, it was insane. I mean, what did you have? You had the Ford Lightning, which was not as fast. You had no. I think the Ford Lightning was probably before that. That was the 90s.
Yeah, it was supercharged but the Ford Lightning was supercharged and everything. It was pretty beefy.
Yeah, it was a 5-liter. It was a true 5-liter supercharged motor.
Like what other fast trucks? Anyway, but now you can get a F-150 short bed with a 10-speed with a 5-liter and slap a supercharger on it, and it'll smoke a
and some other mods for less than $50,000 and be an absolute monster.
God.
Yeah, absolute monster.
Stupid.
Yeah, well, you got that. I mean. They're even out there. You look at the just the standard 3.5 EcoBoost. There's a bunch of guys out there with 900 plus horsepower out of these things.
Yeah, they can push some serious power.
Just stupid power out of a V6. I mean, it's basically a GT Ford GT engine at that point. But it's the trucks are getting insane lately.
They are. And speaking of guys that had fast trucks, hopefully we can have somebody
really
that had one really soon on the podcast.
Speaking of happen. Speaking of a really fast short bed F-150, he has a really fast X3M.
He does
pretty quick.
That's like
he does
mid-10s, bro. That's
what he just ran a 10.4, I think he just ran 10.43. Something like that.
It was like
faster than XST.
Faster than mine, but not faster than the top
like
5 fastest ones out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like he wants
the benefit to him and me is Ford stopped doing the flex fuel systems. I'm pretty sure his car can run E85 right off the rip with the tune. I'll clog my shit up, and that's what makes some of those German cars so potent. Is you can tune them and throw some E in it, and they just eat it, dude. They love it. They absolutely love it. I mean, that BMW straight 6 is absolutely batshit crazy. The thing's nuts. It's one of the hands down. It's one of the best 6-cylinders ever produced. Like the last 20 years of these straight 6s of the different generations are hands down some of the best 6-cylinders ever made. I mean, like
I feel like you're not wrong, but
just
I feel
take your L, bro. Just take your L.
You can probably
timing wise, if I can do it, I'll take I know I'm going to take it, but it'll still be fun. I'll still have a blast. I'll take it.
Technically, you can probably get in contact with Deechworks because they have flex fuel systems, and you can probably buy stuff from them. And
so, for my car, the top one's Nostrum. It's already priced out. I'm just not willing to drop all that money for a car that I have a replacement on order.
Your ST. I was going to say,
you're
not even
a replacement on order unless the economy takes an absolute shit from now till July. I'm trading out. It's a possibility with everything going on in the Middle East right now.
So there's a lot happening right now.
We're on track. Thanks, Brandon.
Yeah.
Not that Brandon.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. Anyways. But
I'll take that L someday, or by the time I'm ready and I have the Aviator and it's 800 horsepower, then maybe I won't take the L, but I don't know. We'll see. I still will. It's heavy as shit.
You're still gonna take the fucking
L.
I was
gonna say,
it's heavy as hell.
Yeah. We just need to make it happen. And
We can do that.
all right. And the second card that was actually released, which I didn't really look into this card too much, but it looked badass on track. Of course, they were testing it on the Nürburgring. Actually, they were testing the ZR1 at the Nürburgring too, I think, right? I think
they
the video
always
that
do.
it showed, yeah, they always do.
Almost all of them do.
Yeah. And I'm looking at my notes to actually get the name of it right because Jesus Christ. It is the Porsche GT3 RS MR. I don't know what it is with Porsche and adding all these crazy ass freaking letters, but
911 GT3
Yeah.
RS.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So the
911.
MR is for Matthew Racing. If I had to guess,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
got to
yeah.
be for Matthew Racing,
More than likely.
which makes sense. Which is
Yeah.
a rare upfit for any prior 911 GTR or GT3. So the fact that they're working on one right now for the current gen is just going to be pretty wild. I haven't looked it up or anything, but Matthew did some wild shit.
The one thing that I did notice that is a major change, and it's very noticeable, is that they added what they're calling it from what I saw, they're calling it the shark fin. So pretty much on that adjustable rear spoiler, there's dead center. They're probably gonna add like a
I see that.
What is it called? It's not a canard. What the hell is that thing called? Like in the back window that the add on the Mustangs?
Like a louver, like the louvers.
Yeah, so it's gonna be like a louver. I'm sure it's gonna be like a louver built into like the rear hatch of the car or the back end of the car, and then there's a shark fin in the dead center. That is the biggest difference that I've actually seen. Yeah,
but I mean the wing is massive. First of all,
I mean, have you seen a GT3 RS in person?
Like, you see those aero discs on the back?
I was gonna say it's got aero discs. Do you think those are gonna stay? I mean, that's kind of cool.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Probably not.
It's almost.
I've actually seen something recently with a Porsche 911 not in camo, with front wheels normal, rear wheels with the aero disc bolted on. So this might be a thing they're already playing around with. It's almost
like they're building it for like time trials. Big wing, shark fin in the back, aero discs for like to reduce drag. Like it's almost like they're trying to build like a bespoke time trial car, if you will.
That's kind of like Matthew Racing's whole thing, and they're agreed with Porsche. And Porsche states this basically is that the idea behind Matthew Racing is they take they already take a track capable, a very track capable RS, and Matthew just takes it to the final level, right? It's like Fraser's final form. You thought it was all over, and then here comes Matthew Racing. They're like, boom, big ass wing, shark fin, aero discs, better suspension, and we just shaved like 10 seconds off a Nürburgring time. It's like
probably
okay, let's go.
According to this Instagram post from Hype Whip, the base model GT3 RS base whip base model gets 513 horsepower, so this is going to get a bump up from that, as well as shaves off a potential decent amount of weight, shaving the 0 to 60 mile per hour time below 3.2 seconds and boosting the 193 mile an hour top speed. So I bet you this thing's probably capable of 200 miles an hour with like the aero discs and the additional aero and stuff.
So the thing I'm looking at is talking about something as well that I always find interesting, because like Corvette was, when they first started coming out with the new cars, the downforce was insane, right? So this is the new 992 generation. The previous one was the 991 that Matthew got his hands on. And apparently this thing will have almost twice the amount of downforce. So it's capable of 1,895 pounds of downforce at 177 miles per hour.
Jesus Christ.
Good
That's
Lord.
insane, dude. That's nuts. That's a shit ton of weight and downforce pushing that ass down. And that's a lot of speed pushing that down. Like,
so quick question, because I was looking this up as Mike was talking about the the GT3 MR. Something popped up that's very, very interesting, and I wonder if you guys are down to go to this. But FL2K is in October 3rd. October 3rd through 6th. I don't know, whatever the first weekend.
It's probably a weekend.
October 3rd.
Yeah,
is a Thursday.
Here it is.
That's Rosh Hashanah.
Wait, hold on. I don't know if you can see this.
Probably
Very well.
butchering
There it
that.
is.
Okay, so it's
October.
Thursday through Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm sure if it's like a 4-day event, I'm sure we could probably attend part of that.
I have not gone to FL2K. I've been wanting to go.
Yeah,
I've never gone either. I would be willing to bet my buddy Greg will be there, and he'll probably be running his BMW.
Actually, really funny. As I was looking at that post, your buddy Greg did like that post, so he might be there.
He went last year, and he made like a joke that he was like the slowest car there, like, which is kind of true because anytime you go to those big drag events, it's like if you don't have 2,000 horsepower, then you're slow. Like,
yeah,
it's crazy.
Well, I mean, like it's Florida, so it would be a little bit over 1,000 horsepower. We're not Texas, bro. Eventually, we'll get there.
There's some fast cars.
I don't know, man. There's
dude,
stupid stuff out there, dude.
Do you know what they drive in Texas, bro? They have like literally
cars.
They start with
cars.
Aside from cars, I've seen videos of guys driving Vipers. Hold on, check this out. I've seen videos of guys driving
they're all
Vipers,
twin turbo. Turbos
GT40s, like 4 GT40s or 4 GTs with like literally 1,400 horsepower, stage 6 clutches, and they're daily driving these bitches. Like, what the fuck,
and
bro?
It's like everyone in their mother has a Lamborghini.
Money, we wouldn't do that.
I mean,
100%. Every single one of them, like, also, like, I feel like there are just like 100 twin turbo Lambos. It's like everybody's got a twin turbo Lambo.
So there was that video that I've been obsessed with for like the last year or so that I've sent multiple times. I'm pretty sure. I think it was at TX2K, and it was the green Lambo and the black GTR.
Oh yeah,
passes this thing. The GTR passes the Lambo like it's standing still from a rolling run. I mean, I think it was like 3,000 horsepower. Like, it was just something outrageous. And literally, like he gives the Lambo gets the hit, and he just kind of like chills, and you hear this thing spool, and just flies by the Lambo like it's standing still, like 200 miles an hour. Like, I'm like, what the fuck?
It's an incredible video. And the funny thing is that GTR made because I think it was a Huracan. It made it look like it was standing still.
Yeah, it was parked.
Well,
it was parked.
Isn't it one of the what is the company that makes like the Alpha kit? Like, isn't it Alpha or Omega or something like that?
Behind Alpha.
This is beyond Alpha. Okay, because
here's
the thing:
1,200 or something like that.
Alpha.
Oh, really?
Because here's the crazy shit. Alpha, as big as they were, because Alpha has a sister company in Russia, which I forgot what it was called. I want to say it was called Swisher. That's probably going to be wrong, so don't quote me on that. But they built that GTR that beat that Bugatti Veyron years ago, right? So that's what put Alpha on the map. Alpha is no longer relevant anymore. Like, saying that you have an Alpha GTR is pretty much like you saying like, oh, I've got a Liberty Walk fucking GTR. Okay, everybody on their fucking mother has it. So like now at this point, I think Underground Racing, which I don't even know if they modify cars anymore.
Yeah,
they're building like high horsepower, like 2,000 to 3,000 horsepower GTRs.
It's so stupid. God, it's so stupid. Well, those are the ones that make all the fast Lambos too. Is Underground Racing.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just insane. Like, and like, can we just talk a minute to appreciate 1320 Video for all they've done over the years? Like, they were the first ones to really like
driven so much of the enthusiasts.
Oh yeah,
fanfare and hype in a good way.
Oh yeah, but I mean,
20 years. I think you're right. Like, it's been like 20 years, man.
Mm-hmm.
They like glamorized like all these TX2K and all these like big fast events, and it's like just watching their videos, it's insane. That was the first time I ever saw. Did you guys ever watch that video of the what was it, the LS powered Miata with the rear mount turbo that like had like 800 horsepower? was like
Was it the one
walking
that's on the
everything on the
highway?
highway, but it was like the
There's one
most
where like
sketchy thing.
rowing on the highway. Yeah, that thing's glorious.
No,
That
he
was
wasn't. He wasn't
Oh my
rowing,
God.
but like, no, he was doing like a pole in like fourth gear, 80 miles an hour, and like smoked the
Breaking
tires.
traction.
It's just
I know which one you're talking. I've seen that because they pull in like a gas
Terrifying.
station. They talk about it. So the one that was in my mind is like a dude like an E36 or something like that cruising along with Miata, and the BMW like gets on it, and he's like, "Yeah, I got this shit." And the Miata just comes flying by him, and the passenger's got an oar rowing out the side as they go flying by this dude that got the hit. I was like, what the shit? Well, there's also, speaking of Miatas, this is so derailed. There's that one guy that I follow, Monster Miata? Shit, I forget now.
Monster
But he's got an
Miata's
LS.
company.
Yeah, but this guy's got it's like that LS Miata or something. I follow him on Instagram, but he's got like a big ass LS with two massive turbos just sitting in the front.
Oh, for
where
the headlights are on the NA?
Yeah, fat ass.
Wait.
Whole just fat up wheels all the way around.
Are you talking
it's
about-
insane?
Are you talking about that one with the LS? I think it's an
It's
LS3
a
or an
red.
LS7.
It's
That's
red.
your local.
Yeah.
You guys know that, right?
Is it?
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
No way.
It's that LS Miata.
I think the one that I'm thinking of, I think it's local.
Yeah, this is Ryan Hamilton's the guy's name. He hasn't posted anything since like 02, but
Ooh.
I mean, you can't really see it, but there's just a big ass block in there with the two turbos coming. I mean, it's just nuts.
I'm thinking about somebody else because
Yeah,
there's
it's literally an LS with a Miata kind of attached to it. Is really all it is. Like it's
Nice.
the Miata is not the core. The LS is the core in this case. The Miata is just along
Crazy.
for the ride. Like it's nuts.
Absolutely
But
crazy.
someday. Actually, no, I take that back. Never, because I don't fit in a Miata comfortably. I've tried twice now, and I guess I ruined the first one. The second one, I can
Dude,
just
you're
never
like-
get comfortable in.
You're
Fat
not
bitch.
that much taller than I am, and it's not that bad.
It's my legs. I have a short torso, long legs. I can't get in there comfortably.
I'm gonna share this on our. I just found it like immediately. That LS Miata. Yep, that's
Yeah.
the one.
That's the guy. It's insane.
2 sets
I was
of
thinking about-
wastegates. It's crazy.
I was thinking about a different guy, which is
Yep, there it
it's
is.
like-
I
it's
see
like-
it.
it's like
here
239 Miata.
Here I am. I just want to stick a Honda V6 in it and have like 250
I
plus
mean, the
horsepower.
good news
reliably.
is we know somebody local that knows exactly what to do.
That's true.
Okay. So this is the one that I was seeing that you were talking about, which is his Instagram handle was LSX_Miata 239. I actually saw this guy at Bradenton. I think it was last February when I went up there with Carmelo during Streetcar Takeover, I think it was called. That thing was gnarly, bro. That thing is insane.
I mean, that is insane, but that's just it. That's a track or a purpose-built drag car with a parachute. This dude drives this thing like, or I don't know if the car still exists, the red one, but he was like a daily driver.
It might. You never know.
Well, he hasn't posted in a while, so I don't know what's going on with it. But
Wild.
Yeah.
this was like this guy's like normal. He would just take it out whenever he wanted to, like on the streets, and like that's nuts. I mean,
Yeah.
it looks awesome. I would do it.
Yeah. Can we I also want to take a moment to because Mike actually said to shout out to 1320, shout out to Garrett Mitchell, or as you guys may know him as, which is Cletus McFarland, for just being involved around like the whole motorsports industry and having a huge passion. If you guys don't follow him, you guys should. If you guys don't watch his videos, you should. This dude's awesome. I'm actually going to be fortunate enough to I signed up for it already, but I'm going to be going up funny enough, it's May 5th to the FST rally, and I'm hoping he's going to be there because I would love to talk to this dude. I mean, I've seen him in person, but I would love to actually have a conversation with him. But the FST rally starts off at the Freedom Factory.
That's awesome.
That's gonna be wild.
Yeah,
Dude. So to also shout out to Cletus, because that guy is like literally living what we would consider to be a dream, right?
Oh yeah,
He
yeah,
started
100%.
He started off with 1320, like doing some of the grunt work and stuff, and like just kind of got involved with it that way. I really don't know a lot about his backstory, but then he just had such a passion in cars, and he kind of went his own direction and started his like Cletus channel, and then he built the LS C5 Corvette
Leroy.
yeah,
Leroy. And like that thing just skyrocketed his fame.
Oh yeah.
Like
Well,
just
so did you
through
see
the
this?
roof.
Florida DOT officially gave them their own road sign.
Yeah, they
I
did.
saw that,
Yeah.
and they
fucked
did.
it up.
They
fucked
they
it
fucked it up.
Did they?
Yeah, it said Factory
'Cause it's-
Freedom instead of Freedom Factory.
Did it really? I did
Yeah.
not see that. I need to hold on.
He
As you're
posted
saying
that
that,
on Instagram.
He posted on their Instagram today, I think, or yesterday.
it was really
And I saw
fun.
that. I was like, "That's great,
Factory
dude."
Freedom.
Yeah.
That's great.
So,
wait,
but hey,
where did he
that's saying
post that?
something.
It's cool. I mean, it's cool.
Yeah.
And
Oh
he's
yeah,
doing
you're
it.
right. That's
Yeah.
hilarious. Look at that.
Yeah,
Factory
it's funny.
Freedom.
Yeah, I mean that's still pretty cool that they've gotten now state DOT recognition of their track up there and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Well, and it's
Fuck
like
it.
it's good for them, man. And they
Oh, yeah.
like they've put in their time. Like they've really done it right. I know he's done a lot of improvements to that track.
Oh
and
yeah.
just
So-
I mean, just
Yeah,
doing
On
really
Funny
cool
tracks
things.
too. I don't know if you guys noticed, we now officially have another new track in Florida.
Which one?
It's
Saw
called
that.
Circuit Florida.
saw that.
A couple guys that we
they
know
broke
were up
ground.
there this past weekend, running around and driving the track for an event.
Is
So
that
it's
the one that's in
off I-4.
Lakeland? Yeah.
Yeah, it's right off I-4.
Yeah.
But
It's it's Orlando.
Sergio from Track Prep Performance was up there this past weekend, as
Nice.
was John. I think John Casco was up there from Germain BMW down in Naples.
Yeah.
They were up there in their personal cars, I think, running the track a little bit.
They don't have a track yet.
No, they
just
do.
broke the running. No, it's done. It's
The tracks are
I thought
done.
they just broke ground.
No, what they may be breaking ground on are for the houses that are going to be on
or whatever they were doing. Yeah.
yeah.
But
See, I did not know that.
I'm pretty sure Sergio was there. I want to say Casca was there. I thought I saw pictures of his car. So
Yeah.
they went up for an event or something, which is
Oh.
badass.
Yeah. No, shout out to the both of them for actually going out and kind of testing out that track because actually I don't know if you guys know this, and I'm pretty certain, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure that this is actually factual. I know one person that actually I don't know him personally, but I know of him that actually helped design this, like the tracks, which is Chelsea Denofa.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So whoever, I can't remember who made the post. I can't remember if it was Sergio or John, but they were saying like it was a great track, well laid out, technical, and nice elevation changes, which in Florida is a big thing.
Nice.
So they said there were some pretty cool little sections to it. So whoever it was that put the post up, I can't remember which of the two it was. Both are big Miata drivers and very good drivers, but they said it was a hell of a track. It was tons of fun. And for being a shorter track, it was very technical.
Yeah, you know what? It's
and
funny because
enjoyable.
like I saw Sergio get tagged in a post on Facebook from some guy named Andy, and he said brand new racetrack today, Circuit Florida, and it was epic fun. This track is quick, technical, and has some nice elevation changes. And then he
that's
said
the
it
post I
has
saw
become
then.
my legal duty to try all the racetracks in Florida, which
Yep.
is kind of funny, but
yeah.
that's
I feel
cool.
like, man, we're obviously big car enthusiasts. Like we love cars and we abuse our cars whenever we can.
My bank account does not like cars.
Yeah,
by the way.
agreed. Mine hates.
I don't think anyone's bank account really enjoys cars, but
mine hates my Corvette. With that being said, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe.
please.
Please. Anyways, but yeah, no, I definitely want to start doing like eventually at one point want to start doing track days. Obviously, we know that there's one that we love this track just for the history, and we obviously go there once a year. But Sebring, probably I would love to actually do a track day. We actually have a friend of ours that she's been killing it doing track days there. She did her second one not too long ago, Tina.
Yeah, how many people go out and buy the most expensive GR Corolla they can and track it? Tina does.
Yeah, and then
Yeah, shout out to her.
She's awesome.
She's definitely, what is it? The bad bitch status. That's that's her.
Yeah. She could be like the Iranian Leah Block, for all we know. I don't know.
Probably. But yeah, and hopefully we get to see her here in the podcast really soon, because she has a really awesome story that her and I kind of started talking about. I think it was last year at Sebring. Definitely would love to have her on the podcast, and hopefully this Sunday is when we may have her. I'll have to confirm with her again, but her passion for cars, it's probably by far one of my favorite ones out of anybody that I've known, because it literally started off with her father. So hopefully we can have her here soon. But anyways, but yeah, I don't know if you guys want to do a beverage recap here.
Yeah, we probably should.
Yeah, we probably should. Okay, so I'll go ahead and kick it off. So, of course, the Buzzin' Bee Honey Rye from Veterans United Craft Brewery. It was really good. I did enjoy it. I think the first time that I drank it, I wasn't a big fan of it. The second time, I really enjoyed it. It was really, really good. I definitely would like to try more of their stuff from Veterans United. I feel like their beers are unique.
Note on that: you've had that beer sitting in your refrigerator for a while.
Yeah.
So you gotta give it another try, because I remember trying that one. It was pretty good. The honey came through pretty well on it.
Yeah, it did.
But I feel like honey is one of those ingredients, like not with mead, because it's like all honey, but like when you have it in beer, like the honey degrades a little bit the longer it sits.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah.
But just, I don't know, just thought.
No, mine still stares at me from my fridge every time I open it, so it's sitting out there. I'm gonna try it one of these nights.
Yeah, but I mean, like I still enjoyed it. It was really good. It's not a very heavy beer. It's only 6.3%, so it's I feel like you can actually enjoy a few of these and not get a shit-face hammer. You probably get a little bit tipsy.
What's the point?
Yeah.
Sometimes you just want to have a good sipping beer. Maybe this is a good sipping beer.
Wait, I'm not going to puke on the Explorer's rear bumper? I don't care.
Listen, sometimes you want to have a good beer and you just want to sit and stay and have a good beer. You guys know that reference?
I see what you did there.
Yes, we have to go back.
Bell would appreciate that.
Yes. I need to go back, man. Like LaBelle Brewing Company was awesome, and Garrett and Corey were awesome. I need to go back. I might go back this weekend. We should plan another one of these days, where we can take all the kids and everything. And
I've had a few other breweries mention to me that we need to come in and do a podcast. So we're gonna have to for future. Listen, the viewers that are gonna watch this episode, hopefully there's hundreds of you. Please comment what local breweries in Southwest Florida you would like us to go have a podcast at, and we will see if we can make that happen for you.
Yeah. I also need to
and subscribe and share, please.
Yeah. I also need to bug the shit out of Brandon so we can finally have Pros and Cars at number 3. I gotta text him again, or I might swing by there this Friday just to shoot shit with him and see when he's open for us to having the podcast there. But anyways, Keeper's Cards. I've taken a couple sips of this. This is really smooth. I'm actually really enjoying this, and so thank you, Carmelo, for the bottle. It is really, really freaking good. I'm gonna have to share this over with you guys to actually enjoy it. They have a good sip of it. It's not overly smoky like or that. It's not like it's just not overly smoky. It's just nice, smooth, and subtle. It's good. I'm actually really enjoying this. This is definitely more of like of a sipping whiskey, which thanks to Nick, I'm getting more into whiskey and bourbons and shit, and scotches.
I am a terrible influence.
You are a terrible influence, because I ended up spending $80 on a bottle of fucking Whistlepig just so you want to know why I bought this? For this.
That's my fault too.
This is why I bought this.
Listen, I mean, 9 out of 10 wives will confirm, mine included, that I am a terrible influence on most people. So
yeah, and by the way, Yeah, and I'm actually ready to buy another bottle of Whistle Pig because there's another spout that I want to buy, by the way.
The party one with the party hat?
No, well, so not the party hat. They actually put that one back in stock, but I want to buy the Uncle Ham.
Uncle Ham. I'm not sure which one that is, but
that's the one with the
you guys are going down a rabbit hole that I cannot afford to go down. So enjoy.
Well, yeah. I mean, I haven't even bought these. This is all Eric now.
Yeah.
I've gone so low as to now drinking chicken cock.
Yeah, you and your fucking chicken cock.
It's true. You do like the cock, so
it's
chicken.
It's a pretty. It's
cock.
Yeah. Otherwise, you choke on them. They're too big. Otherwise, this stuff's pretty good though, man. That's I don't know, but Mike, you go into your stuff and then I'll.
All right. So
I'm here. I'm actually here ordering the other fucking bottle of Uncle Ham.
So the root beer float from Three Daughters. This was really good. I'm just a little. I don't. It lacks. Like, do you guys drink root beer?
I love root beer.
So I don't love it. I actually do enjoy it though. I will appreciate a good A&W root beer, but I've heard that there's better out there, like Abita. I need to try that Abita one.
Abita makes a damn good root beer.
I've heard
Abita's a good root beer. So once you have like good root beer, it's really hard to like accept any other root beer. Like you can't just have Bargs or like A&W or like whatever store bought root beer. Like once you have like good root beer, it's hard. Like it's got bite to it. So this like smells like root beer, and it vaguely tastes like root beer, but it's not like it's not knocking my socks off. It's good. Like I like it. It tastes like the I don't know, because it's a float rather. I feel like it's probably got lactose or something in it to like give it that like, creaminess to it. Which is good. Like it's not bad. It's just it's sweet and it doesn't have like that root beer bite, like that kind of.
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? Like that in flavor that's indicative of like a good root beer.
Speaking of root beer, and this is a shout out to my brethren from the Philadelphia area. Birch beer. Birch beer is where it's at.
Good. Yeah,
that
is really good.
Yeah, somebody needs to do that at Birch Beer Float. That would be awesome.
Oh my god, that would be good. You know what? When we do an in-person podcast, we should make that happen. I would drink that.
I mean,
he's talking about like just like actually mixing one at a time with some alcohol, not
that's fine.
Canned beer. Okay.
we might be doing one this Sunday, so fuck it.
Farmer Joe's. I can get Birch beer at Farmer Joe's.
Send it. Fucking send it.
This is a little bit disappointing, though.
Oh my god!
No, really?
Both of them, yeah. Like it's good, but it doesn't have that same G13 kind of aroma and feel.
Yeah, see, I love the normal G13. It's good.
See, it's like a decent hazy IPA, but for one, I will say that this is 9%. It does not taste like it's 9%. So this, and it's a 19 too. It's a big boy can, so this will probably put you on your ass if you're not paying attention. But
you're an amateur.
I mean, it's good.
Okay, there, Eric.
I'd like to. I know he's getting a hiccup. A little concerned.
I'm good.
It's good. I honestly, I prefer the regular G13. To be honest with you, just the regular G13. I don't know about the double. I was
excited to try that, and now I'm like,
I mean, like I said, it's good. It's just, I was expecting more from it. It's not. Doesn't have the same aroma like the regular G13 does to me. Like
skunky.
Like, super skunky, like almost marijuana.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How do you know that smells like, Mike?
I've heard. We've
heard. Yeah, you've heard. Described. Very well described.
We plead the fifth here.
Dude, you go to any event down here, you smell it. You drive down the road down here, you smell it.
Where was it that you and I were at? Oh, wait, was it at? So me and Nick, he texted me last minute because we went to, where was it? Backyard Social.
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, we were walking the parking lot. I was like, whew, damn.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically a college nightclub bar.
Yeah, pretty much.
So,
Nick,
I had to pay off the bouncer.
Wait, when the hell did you guys go to? When did you guys go to Backyard Social? TFTI. What
It
the
was
fuck?
Saturday. It was Saturday night because it was like a bunch of
Yeah.
people from Chelsea's
I had
job
every
or something.
plan to come home
That's
Saturday
cool.
night and start disassembling the top end of the Nissan to prepare for a compression test. And I was told that I was instructed that we had plans, and I have no recollection. And I was just
you
picked up
guys
from
know I
work and-
live, I don't know, 10 minutes from there, right? Just saying.
Again,
Your wife
Wow.
would have
Unprepared
also
for this
wanted
shit.
you at the
Unprepared.
house because your wife was not well this weekend, so she would have
True.
appreciated you to
It
stay at the house. I'm
sounds
just
like
saying.
you were there kind of late, though.
We weren't.
So-
Not too late.
I left there like 8:00 or 8:30.
Oh, all right, whatever. All right, I'll stop giving you guys a hard time.
Yeah.
Nick, what do you tell us about what you?
So espresso martini, as simple as they are, was great.
Basic
This
bitch.
guy, Gryffindor, go away. Sorry, dog. This guy was delicious, and I know, Mike, you've talked about the West Coast IPAs and double IPAs.
I
being
want
like
to
the
try
new
that.
hip
If you have one to spare, I definitely want to try that.
So I purposely bought 2 4-packs so I could share.
Nice.
You better
This
have bitch.
was great, dude. It's very smooth and nice and hoppy. So I'll definitely be sharing some of these to you guys. This was pretty damn good, I thought. So I mean, I would hope with like one of like the biggest major rock bands in the last 20 years being involved in it, that it would be pretty good. And it was. I mean, it hit my expectations. It was a very, very solid double IPA in the West Coast style. So happy with that.
Nice.
Chicken cock is delicious. I mean, it's like I said, it's nothing crazy. It's nothing like it's not going to break the bank. It's nothing like like, oh my god, it's like the new Pappy or Rip Van Winkle, whatever, or Old Pappy. Like it's good. It's definitely good. For me, this is gonna just simple, right? It's the bottle. It's cool. It's funky, but like first glance, you're like, oh, it's like honeycomb. No, dude, it's chicken wire. This is literally like a chicken wire pattern on the bottle. So it's pretty like it's textured. It's kind of cool. It's simple things like that. But just
You guys heard it here first.
chicken out of Woodford.
Nick likes chicken cock.
You know
Only if
what?
you
You know
restrain
what would
me
have
in
been
chicken
funnier?
wire first.
You know what would have
I
been
wanna be
funnier
down.
is if it was like the pattern of chicken wire, but it was little tiny chicken cocks
Oh, that
instead.
would have been genius.
It's just
Missed
opportunity.
Missed
Missed
huge
They
opportunity.
missed the
Sorry.
mark. They missed the mark.
I mean, there's a chicken on the back of it in there, but
Can you see its cock though?
I think it's very tiny.
I mean, the
It's there.
chickens.
It's very, very small. But yeah, I don't know. But anyway, it's good. It's very good for what it is. It's not. It's probably not a cask strength. But it isn't your typical 80 proof. It's 90 proof, so it's a little hotter. But it's easy to drink. I'm rocking it. I got one of my whiskey glasses from Woodford. This was the right kind of take on this, and I mean, it's
Nice.
aromatic. It's pretty smooth, nice smokiness, not too harsh, good finish. It's definitely a good drinker, and probably one of the next ones I'll open up the other bottle from them, which is technically a little nicer, and I'll share a little bit of that one.
What's going on, man? What's up with
Is
those
it a
hiccups?
big chicken cock or what's the other bottle? Is it like Cards Against Humanity?
No, it's so this is the Straight
BBCC?
bourbon whiskey. The other one's kind of like a single malt style, I want to say.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what it is off the top of my head, but that one I haven't opened yet. That one's pretty cool though, because the lid that unscrews. There's like a lid that unscrews, and then there's like a cork or another like little lid underneath it. But the big lid that unscrews is like a aluminum shot glass.
See,
So it comes with its own little glass basically for the lid, which is kind of cool.
I'm gonna bring something up, and I feel like you will probably both agree with me. But knowing Nick's social tendencies, I feel like this is a bottle that Nick is going to bring with him places that he goes, and then he's going to offer people a sip of his cock.
A sip of his chicken cock.
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't
Listen.
already think of that, I know you're going to use that now.
I have to also
I could
mention.
just see you
My
showing
wife
up
bought
to a
this for
party.
me.
And be
This
like,
was
"Hi,
not what
would
we're
you like
doing
some
this
of my
time."
chicken cock?
Yeah.
So
this is
good.
my wife's doing this time. This was not mine. Although I have
You know
seen
what?
this and I have thought
Chelsea-
about it. She
Chelsea
bought it
did
for me.
good.
Why?
She what?
Why did I buy it?
Huh?
Why did I buy it?
For a gift?
They made me use
Yeah, because the name made her giggle. That's why she's bought it. That's
I
100%
can-
the reason she
I
bought it, because the
can-
name made her giggle.
I can 100% see that, which is funny as shit. I feel like
Yeah.
your wife
That's
is
valid,
just
though.
like your wife is like
she is an enabler.
she is the best troll ever because like anytime something makes her giggle, she like just goes for it.
Oh yeah, because she knows I'll talk it up and show it off to people and
Yeah.
do stupid shit. Yeah, she's an enabler. Like she's my number one enabler for
Yeah.
all of my chaos.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. And on that note, or bombshell, either or, that's all the time we have here for today. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate every single one of you who listen, watch, and subscribe to our channel. Fuck you, Nick. Remember to savor your brews and hit the road responsibly. Also, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Cheers to booze and cars, and we'll catch you guys on the freaking next upload.
Cheers.
Cheers.